Good evening and welcome to this week's episode of Beyond Armageddon. Before we begin, as usual, a few announcements. If you scroll down below, you'll see a few links that might be interesting to you. First link will lead you to the website where you can purchase or check out the book Sabbat the Schism, written by ours truly, Amalia, with my assistance. It is an addition to V5 where you get to play as the Sabbat faction, and it includes a lot of lore regarding the True Black Hand. So definitely check that out. It's gotten plenty of updates as of late, so always good to check back if you haven't done so in a while. Second, you'll also find a link to the SoundCloud page for RS Experiments, aka Mark, one of our previous players. If you enjoy the music we use during breaks or during the intro, it's all his stuff. Definitely go check it out. Lastly, please definitely consider subscribing here on YouTube or Twitch, wherever you might be watching this. And if you want to catch up on previous episodes, the entire backlog is on our YouTube channel. And do subscribe to look forward to some other content. We've started here and there streaming games, and there are plans for edited, more edited videos in the future. So definitely subscribe to get updated when those come out. And without further ado, enjoy tonight's episode of Vampire the Masquerade Beyond Armageddon. We join Jack and Gabriel as they drive down the streets of Santa Monica. As they head south from the club where Iris usually handles most of the pack business, they approach a familiar road where the previous night Gabriel ran over a suspicious shadow they've been studying as of late. Jack, where would you like to park the car in relation to this spot?
Like, if there's a parking spot by a store or something, just not so close to the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Because from what I presume, the guy has been run over on a crossroad, essentially crossroads.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So just a bit away.
All right. Well, as you park the car, I assume both of you exit. And looking over to where
Yes.
looking over to where the accident happened, you do see that the remains of the ashes still stain the road. Seems that between that and the grime you can find in the streets here, no one really cared enough to clean it.
Kinda checks out.
I'm gonna be wearing a coat with a big hood on it, and the hood's pulled up, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Totally normal.
So
I think actually I'm gonna gather some of the ashes into an envelope and fold that into my jacket pocket first, and then I'm gonna do some mental calculations to guess where the thing would have gotten knocked with the traffic, by the traffic.
All right. Roll 3 dice, please.
direction of the wind, speed of the wind, and people stealing shit from the streets.
All right. So you collect the ashes as best you can. At this point, they're sort of damp because of the, weather conditions. It's winter. It's still
I'm gonna use
quite
like
cold.
the envelope as like a scoop.
Yeah, you basically collect not quite a bunch of dust, but this sort of lump
Mush.
of
Soot.
this little ball of ash paste mixed in with.
It's enough for somebody to auspex, so
Yeah.
that's all I want. I don't want all of it. It's good enough.
As you do, and you begin to think, essentially try to mathematically assess the remains to try and recreate the accident in your head. You hear Persephone.
And I do have a merit for memory.
You do. You hear Persephone basically say, already done the homework for you. Give me 1 second. And it's almost like instinctively, you can literally like point to the air, and with your perfect time sense, you can trace exactly where the figure collapsed on the floor. Point of impact, you can assess the entire thing perfectly. Remember it perfectly.
And then I have to take into the chaos of human traffic.
Yeah, there wasn't much traffic at the time. Just like tonight, there isn't a lot of traffic. The area doesn't seem to be very populated or very busy.
I'm just gonna silently look for the metal thing then.
Mm-hmm. Well, you trace the movement of the body through the air, follow the ashes, and it seems that if the metal object survived, it must have rolled in this direction, and your finger basically traces the ground until you look up ahead and you see a sewer grate.
I mean, that's what I assumed we'd have to get in the sewers. I'm not wearing my good shoes. I'm wearing boots.
It always so worse.
We have to go down there. There was something
Do we
I
really?
saw. There was something I saw on the body. Piece of metal sticking out of his chest. And it's down there.
I mean, sure.
You look
Is there a
so
lot of people
enthused.
around?
Like I said, this street isn't very busy. Maybe there's uh, the occasional person walking down the street, and down this like way down the street, there's this group of homeless people who are sort of trying to keep themselves warm. But like best, like the best you or the worst you get is some glances, sort of confused glances from passersby, but nothing else.
I'm not, and I'm like standing on the sidewalk. I'm not standing in the middle of the street, just, because that would be
Yeah.
madness.
I'm assuming a degree of care.
Yes. Thank you.
There's a reason common sense is not a merit in normal V20. It's an optional merit. But yeah, like,
Common sense ain't so common.
Yeah.
true.
And I usually
It's like,
assume
yeah,
it
I'll-
by default in my games, just because I know that it's hard.
You trust the
to-
players enough.
Yeah, not just that. I also know that it's very difficult for players to visualize everything if they're based only on my description of things. There's stuff
Yeah.
that you might miss that might be my fault, so I always assume it by default for every player.
Right on. Well, then, yeah, we're just kind of talking, and I just kind of pause. And of course, we need to find an accessible access that won't draw attention.
No, not really. Just, yeah. Just don't draw attention. And
Very well. I can.
I
open the
presume
grate.
there's like a
Or not the grate,
shady place where not a lot of people would see us, where I can just teleport into the sewers.
You can,
It's like 15 meters.
but it will be a bit difficult for you to take Gabriel with you during that.
Well, the discipline says for me it's dexterity occult, for taking somebody else it's strength occult.
You can roll if you'd like,
True. I would.
by all means.
Whee!
Whee!
So you find this secluded
Okay.
alleyway, make sure no one's peeking
Uh-huh.
in. And Jack grabs you
Hello,
by the
sir.
arm, Gabriel. Looks to
I'll
the
grab
sewer
him
grate.
by his forearm too.
He looks to the sewer grate, seems to focus, and it's almost like you get this weird sense of vertigo as essentially there's this wave, like this pitch black wave that envelops you for just a second. Right before you feel your boots getting soaked. You look to the side, and it seems that Jack is on the side, firmly above the water in the center channel within the sewer, but you landed right on it.
That do be happening sometimes.
I will climb up on the the part where you're supposed to stand.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
This
nothing.
schlop sound.
I wore the-
You take a step on it.
I clearly wore the correct footwear for this outing, I say. As if he
Honestly,
calculated
could have been
this.
worse. Could have been worse. I've
This is
seen worse.
exactly what I expected. So far we are doing good.
So, I presume there's not much light.
I mean, there's bits of light coming through the grating above you. But you're
Uh-huh.
quite far down, comparatively.
And it's
So
nighttime.
it's not like it shines very brightly down here.
Yeah.
You see vague outlines of shapes at best.
Well, I'm a bit on the
Well-
lookout for another Vost because we have more Tsimisi in the city.
You do?
So, like, fuck, I'm getting shot in our domain.
Alright. Perception alertness.
Okay.
And I am pulling out my cell phone to use as a light, but I pause and
But I see.
glance to you for like permission to do, like if it's okay. Kind of look, holding the phone aloft.
Sure.
As far as you can tell,
Yeah.
Jack, you look around. There are no signs of anyone
I
else.
listen around.
There are no signs of anyone else down here. That said, you know damn well that can change very quickly.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you have to stay alert. Bring the entire person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just try to not, make our presence here known.
I give a nod and pause before, and don't turn the light on for now. But I kind of think in the back of my mind, Persephone,
Yes.
and we need to make guesstimate of where the thing went.
Well, hard to tell exactly, but it would have fallen right where you landed. Depending on how strong the current was. Drag it very far, but it probably moved down the tunnel somewhat. I don't think we'll manage to see anything unless Grant here can see in the dark.
What?
You wouldn't hear this, Jack.
Yeah, I know.
You
She
have
wouldn't
good
speak
night
French
vision.
either.
We need to go that way and look in the water. You have good night vision. Would
How
you please lead
courageous
the
are
way?
you? And how is your self-control? Hello?
It's I have been working on it.
Then it's your turn to listen to anything unusual. Can we say at this point I just managed to permanently change my fucking night eyesight?
I'll say yeah. I'll say yeah.
Okay. I'll just activate the night vision then and brief description of what I'm looking for.
I'll tap my brain like to indicate that you could read my mind, and I'll show you.
Sure.
All right. Well, what you see is this flash of this ragged figure hitting the windshield. And as the chest makes contact with the windshield, there's something that pokes through the chest. It looks almost like this sharp metal point attached to something in the back. The something goes into the chest of this person, so it's hard to tell what else this shape is.
So like I know a part of the part I have to look for.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Alright. I can take a look. I presume perception investigation?
Yes.
careful?
Would careful apply? Suppose if you described you being careful, no? How are you approaching this?
Well, I'm looking for it. I use auspics to make it easier to look.
Yeah, then I don't think you'd be very careful. Really.
Sure. It just lowers the difficulty then. Pelesse. Here goes nothing.
So you have a look around. You have to head down the tunnel quite a bit. But eventually, sort of stuck on this pile that has built up on the side of the tunnel that you don't really want to look into very closely to see what it is. You see the metal piece sort of sticking out of it.
Well, yeah, I can point at it. Oh.
Right?
Oh, they both there.
My
There
Gary
was
decided to
invaded.
visit. Apologies.
Never apologize for the Garu. We love him. And her.
So
I don't remember the genders. Whatever. Eek.
1 second, Lily, if you're hearing,
Yeah?
can I ask you to take the puppies and close the door?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Apologies, everybody. So,
Welcome. Come on.
so
It happens.
you want to like reach out and take the metal piece out. It's a pile of gunk.
Well, at least I have handkerchief.
So
Hey.
if you point it out,
You realize I don't turn the light on.
yeah.
Oh, you
Fair.
take this.
I'm just gonna continue to listen for danger.
You take this handkerchief from your breast pocket, kind of unfurl it with one motion, and sort of questioning your life decisions, you tug at the thing. It's a bit stuck at first, but you manage to pull it away and kind of shake whatever's still stuck on it.
The shit off.
And eventually, you manage to get a good look at it. It seems to be like a metal piece that's supposed to fit on something else. It has that same needle I described, and it sort of unfurls to a cone that then has a bunch of outlets here, or into. And it's supposed to fit into something. But you also notice something weird. Not only is this piece rusted to hell, there's markings on it. And I'll have you make a int and tech roll. See if you can discern a specific
I don't
fact
have
about
tech.
them. Well, you
I
do
can
have
do
a
that
cult,
later.
I guess.
I do have a cult.
But it wouldn't apply here because you haven't been exposed to this type of stuff before.
Yeah.
So
I have computer.
Nah.
If it works as a
computer
substitute.
would be software, not hardware.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I'll say that you look at it and can't really tell what it is, but there are some weird, like markings or residue, some sort of damage to this thing.
Found your whatever the fuck, I guess.
Thank you. I suppose we leave the way we came.
We can. Bit more difficult the other way. But people can see.
You may roll for it.
Delicious. There you go. Oof, indeed.
So, it's the same experience as before, Gabriel. Only this time you are graced with sort of this lifted burden of the sensory assault on your nose that was happening that entire time. And you find yourself back in the alleyway. Both of you look around, and it seems that you barely just avoided making a big mistake, as there is this homeless person, but their back seems to be turned to you, and they seems to be sort of in a daze. Probably under the effects of some sort of substance. They stumble down the alley, kind of just missing what happened behind them. Jack, you lift the now very stained handkerchief, show the piece, like this metal piece that seems to not be entirely clean either.
I hold my hand out for it.
I'll just give it with a handkerchief. Burn after eating. You know how it goes.
Yeah, so I would like to examine this once we are not out in the open.
So am I to assume
And I
you go
pull
to the
out
car?
a large Ziploc that apparently I brought earlier because I knew we were doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
Jack, I'll point out that you no longer have your handkerchief, but it seems your suit will not forget the smell anytime soon.
The suit gets the fucking handkerchief treatment, okay? It's an everyday one. Well, every night.
So, Gabriel, you
He has
store
other suits, it's fine.
You store the device, and am I to assume both of you go to the car?
Yes.
Sure.
Right.
Do I have spare shoes in the trunk?
I don't
Not
know.
for
Would
me.
you?
Probably. Like, knowing whatever fucking shit happens with us, reasonable to assume I would need some clean shoes once in a while.
We'll say you're old enough to have a pair. Let's say.
Yeah. After a century of combined age, vampires learn to bring the other pair of shoes, bitch.
I probably
yeah,
brought a backpack with other supplies for me too. Because honestly,
even in case you didn't, you'd get the spare shoes because no. So yeah, what was the whole fuss about?
let us get somewhere where we can clean this off and we'll find out.
Computer lab?
Yes. Although Persephone did say that someone was watching it, so perhaps not there.
I just don't want the smell in the library.
Well, let's go.
All right.
Well, we can go someplace unaffiliated. Like, I do have properties. Might have like a spare apartment.
We'll say you do. You do.
Yeah.
You have the dots and resources to have that.
Yeah.
So you make
Very
your
well.
way to this, unaffiliated property. We'll say it's this this building that has been going through renovations. It's mostly done, but a lot of the rooms are still being finished up. And you go into one of the rooms that's a bit more finished, and since the crew has gone home for the night, you go in. It has running water, it has electricity sometimes, and you are free to approach the situation as you wish.
So, yeah.
I guess, do you have gloves here?
Probably wouldn't. The crew has the gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. I just go walk into the kitchen area and through
There's
the
probably
baggie.
a drain.
Yeah, that's fine. But I through the baggie at first, at least, try to see if this thing is even safe to submerge or to wash with water before I begin cleaning it.
Safe in what way?
Like
IP64
electronics
safe.
can't get wet, kind of way.
Well, it seems to have some electrical components. If there is any power, battery, or anything like that running, and you get it wet, very probably short circuit. If there is no
that's
power
what I'm
running
looking to
through it
avoid.
right now, that's a different story. You can get it wet, examine it, so long as it doesn't turn on. Best you can expect is like rust and other types of damage, but it won't like fry.
It's been rusted out too much in a span of a day, though.
Well, I think I'm gonna try and get it wet as little as possible. If we have cleaners and rags, I'm gonna try and go that route. Like spray it on the rag kind of deal.
I'm sure you can use the handkerchief. Just wash the handkerchief, dry it, and
Yeah.
use it, wash it, dry it, use it, etc., etc. Takes
It's
a while.
a rag at this point.
It
But
takes a while.
every kitchen has dish towels.
Yeah, but this is under renovation.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like it's borderline a construction site.
Mm-hmm.
that's okay. They still have hand soap.
So, you clean it as best you can, and I'll have you make a perception and tech roll.
Gladly. So, improvised solutions or tactical?
I'll say improvise solutions will let you see this. No, it
Oh my
won't. Not
fucking
with a roll
God.
like that. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
So that's... Hold on. Because
Fuck.
I see enough that this might still be what's...
That's zero
let me see.
successes.
I want to cry.
Yeah, this is zero, man. This is just straight up a failure. So all
I
you
did
can...
this say place serves me
Yes.
right.
So all you can tell about this object is that so far it's too damaged to work however it's supposed to.
I'm going to just say out loud, Persephone.
I got it. Would you kindly make a roll of 3 dice, please?
Yeah. Yeah.
The die of a present, the die of a past, and the die of the future.
Polese.
Okay, that's much better.
Polese works.
Yes. So,
It always does.
Persephone, like you sort of feel almost your hand instinctively move in a specific way, showing you parts of the device that you wouldn't naturally look at. And you hear Persephone speak up. Well, it seems familiar somehow. Definitely some of this damage is not natural, though. If you look at some of those ports, you see that black rust? That's not
Yes.
natural. And the amount of rust on this thing, this device has been out in the open and exposed to the elements for at least a few years.
A day. Yeah. Um. Although there are other temporis powers that could age this thing.
Potentially. For what it would do, it's supposed to slot into something, and it does look familiar. But I don't know what it's supposed to do. Exactly.
I could do something, but it would involve temporis, I say out loud, also glancing at Jack.
I'm connected through 7 hands to this building, so
I suppose it's worth a try.
Alright, ST, I'm going to roll manipulation and occult. The difficulty equals the target's true physical age in decades, or effective physical age in the case of the targets that have aged unnaturally. I basically want to unage this thing in a few years.
Alright. Which power is that?
This is a kiss of cases. I can't pronounce that.
Yeah.
I apologize. I butchered that badly.
I'm gonna mispronounce it for you, so I take the blame for it.
Okay.
Case of Lachesis, I suppose you'd say.
Kiss of
Whatever.
kisses. Okay.
probably Lachesis.
But I'm not trying to go back real far. I'm just trying to go back to before it had started to corrode.
All right.
So probably I really just need 2 successes.
So given the amount of successes you get on this, how much you can de-age it, I'm going to allow you to roll, see how many successes you want, and if you want to bring back the amount of successes you can. However, I won't tell you the result until that decision is made.
Okay.
We won't get to see, oh, I want to stop it here. So by all means, make the roll.
Yeah, I don't think that my specialty of conjurer effects applies here.
Not here.
I'm gonna spend a precious willpower.
Okay. The only thing I can't tell about the power in terms of the difficulty is how the difficulty scales, but I'm assuming it gets harder the older the object is in its true age. Which for this
Yeah, I
object
have
is
no idea.
fucking weird to decide, but I'll go with what its actual age is. Like in its own perspective, not in your perspective, because those are two very different. It gets very complicated with this specific thing. Alright. So, do you have a limit to which you want to apply to this?
I'm gonna say I'm guessing that the difficulty is more than 6, so no, I'm not gonna limit it.
Okay. You focus and you use this power, and you know it's working as best as you can. And the only difference you see changing in the object is a little spot of rust right on the bulkier side of the metal. Reduces a little. And that's it.
Even with my willpower usage?
Yes. You got a total of 1 success on this.
Wow. So you see Gabriel staring at this thing, really focusing. And essentially, I don't know if you'd notice something change or not. He does not seem impressed whenever he turns it in his hand.
Persephone speaks ahead and says, "You know, I think I understand what you're trying to do. It feels familiar somehow. If you want to try it again, I can try and help."
Yes, that would be good.
Okay,
Perhaps then we could actually...
this might feel a bit awkward, but just try to repeat this.
I'm gonna spend another willpower. She's like, repeat this the same way. Okay. I got you, bro.
Got you, bruv.
Oh my god.
Okay,
So
and
at least
you-
5.
And roll 3 additional
Holy
dice.
shit.
And these 3 dice that are being added, if you roll 1s on them, they don't reduce the amount of successes.
Is the difficulty 9?
So you got 2 successes.
No, I have a specialty. Or no, I don't. I used my willpower, remember?
Oh, then you have
Again?
3 successes.
Yes.
Yes, because the difficulty for this object is 10. Alright, so you reduce it to up to 10 years.
That's good enough for me.
So as you focus on this object, you begin to see some of the rust falling back. Not all of it disappears, but the bulk of the heavy damage definitely does. And the only thing that does not get affected in the slightest, well, the entire thing is still somewhat rusted, but the only thing that doesn't seem to get affected at all by your efforts is this weird black rust on the ports of this machine. And this, when it sort of clicks in your head, it's not just that this isn't natural wear and tear on the object. Definitely the rest of the rust is. But this black smudging on the ports, it's some sort of supernatural type of damage, because it, unless it happened right at the start of all of this damage, like all this other damage that you see on the object, it would have gone away. It happened like, it either happened more than 10 years ago, or the source of this damage is not something that can be fixed with your methods.
And I suppose if you're watching, you also see the normal rust, like moving backwards.
Yeah, it doesn't entirely vanish. In fact, there's still quite a bit of it left, but a lot of it vanishes.
However,
You can
now
actually
I
see
can
some
examine
metal
the symbols
beneath
on it
the
better.
rust now, basically.
Can I try and look at the symbols and examine it closely now?
You can.
Hell yeah.
Into cult.
Abstract thought? No?
Yeah, sure. You forgot to say the magic word.
I did. Fuck me. People remind me, please. God.
You try, but either the symbols are too degraded for you to recognize them, or you just don't know what this is.
Persephone, have you ever seen any symbols like this?
Hard to tell. I mean, again, all of this looks so familiar, but I don't know.
Perhaps you made it in your past?
Maybe? Maybe it's something I used to make. Maybe it's something I used to be around or made use of. I don't know.
We're going to have to examine this further and take it apart.
Definitely we should look
Jack?
into it more.
Jack, would you like to examine this?
I'm not gonna understand shit all.
The thing that caused this damage here, I'm pointing to the blackening around the ports, was supernatural.
Now that it's pointed out to you, Jack, it definitely doesn't look like a burnt mark or anything like that. It looks like something tried to, almost corrupt the material itself and failed, or at least it was stopped.
That doesn't look that healthy.
I
can tell you if I feel any living magic from it.
It's arguable. I suppose you'd feel
Traces?
something, but not
Like traces.
Not traces. You'd feel something from it, but you're not sure what the fuck it is. It is way too alien. It could be living, could not.
Yeah, like living magic in the sense that it's not vampires and not ghosts.
Yeah, like it's not
There is some
recognizable, is
magic.
what I mean.
Yeah.
There's something, but it's not something you recognize.
Some magical quality to it. Those burn marks don't really look familiar.
Actually,
How so?
Jack, would you
Tentacle?
kindly roll wits occult, please?
Can do. Pelesse. Abyss mysticism? Or rituals?
And no, I don't think either of these would apply.
Hmm.
But you still got one success, so roll courage, please.
Shit.
Oh no. Oh no.
Run!
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, you look at it, and for a second, you understand what it is, and immediately you forget it, and you just don't want to. You don't want to look into this. You're done with this. You just want to go back to business as usual. You want to just put blinders on, basically. From your perspective, Gabriel, you just see Jack examining it. And then there is a very slight moment where you see his eyes sort of open, and then his head turns and he's normal.
Doesn't seem familiar.
While I'm not very empathetic. I can read the emotions of others. I want to do that here.
Please do. That would be perception and empathy, please.
I guess manipulation subterfuge?
With a
If you want to
specialty
hide it, Jack.
of emotions.
Yes, emotions do
Persuasive?
apply. Jack, you only need to make the roll if you're attempting to hide it. If you're naturally dismissing all of this, and you're just allowing your natural emotions to do the work, you don't need to make an effort
naturally it would be like, I don't recognize it.
Guys.
Yes, I see it. I see
Fuck
it.
you do.
So, essentially...
fuck you do!
Essentially what you see, for like a split second in Jack's face, you see abject horror. Like the look in a small animal's face when a predator is about to jump on them. And then that vanishes. And he's absolutely normal. And you don't think it's because he's masking the fear. You think the fear just fucking vanished.
Hey, was this similar to what Iris did?
Yeah, you got enough successes for me to say yes. It's close enough. Close enough.
Got it. I will take the thing from you. I suppose your investigation turned up nothing?
Nothing really.
Very well. I'll talk to another. I will not be putting it in the nasty bag that it was in.
Which now smells like what you would expect a sewer ridden bag to smell like.
Yeah. So the handkerchief is going inside the bag and I'm sealing the bag.
Going back in time and learning the fucking fire thaumaturgy to burn this shit.
I am gonna make a trash bag and just put that in there and then tie it shut. We're taking that out to the dumpster too.
Buying some
So how-
matches to
well-
make sure this is truly clean.
and I am going to go ahead and we're going to take the item with me. I have to investigate without Jack's help. His
Sorry, we
brain
have
slid
dogs.
away,
Oh,
just
no.
like Iris's.
Oh no.
All right. So you put the, what you need to put away. And both of you head out. As you do, we will take a short 15-minute break. We'll be back very soon. Stick around. welcome back. We now join Iris as she waits in her office, eventually hearing through the radio that her guest has arrived and is being led up the elevator to. And it takes very little time until she hears a knock at the door.
Come in.
The door.
Jasper opens the.
By all means, go
Jasper opens the door quietly and closes right behind him and walks closer to Iris before making a slight bow and says, "Good evening, Iris. You called me."
Yes, there is something that we need to discuss about dealing with Enoch.
Very well. What is these things we need to discuss?
So we have considered the fact that we need to find a way to make their stronghold unusable.
That's
Cecil considered perhaps taking something from the mortals, like explosive or something. But I don't think that will work. We shouldn't focus only on the physical destruction. That place needs to become unusable. Considering the fact that it's so deep under the Shadowlands, close to the abyss, that area, according to the lore I read, is quite volatile, filled with dangerous spirits, so I have no doubt that they have some wards to keep those elements out. We want to make their stronghold no longer such. And you're our resident.
I have some theories as well. I mean, if they have put it in there in a place that keeps shifting, there must be some sort of anchor that keeps it from falling fully to the abyss. Perhaps. Other theories could be, as well as you said, some sort of ward to keep it afloat above the abyss. Though I will be unable to, for sure, tell what is keeping it floating until I see it. But I can make some research about it beforehand. Might need the help of Jack, since he also knows a lot about the abyss.
All right.
Also, if you don't mind me asking, since it's been a while, what has happened recently? Is everyone behaving?
Sorry, can you repeat that? What has been what?
It has been a while since I talked to anyone from the
Well, what
practice.
do you want?
Everyone behaving?
By the way, Were you present for Zabel and Gabriel that time? When they saw something weird?
I was not. I was busy with something.
Okay, yeah, I guess it was Abel, Jack, and... Yeah, never mind, it's, we shouldn't, like, care about it. And these are ways Abel usually taken care of, but... Not our monkeys, not our circus, but I did meet with those werewolves.
And how did it go? Did they try to kill you and...
Oh, they
were you-
decided that I am... They said that their spiritual sovereign is aligned with my spiritual sovereign, Televelis, and that they shall aid us in the siege of Enoch. Because I bring an end to that which had overstayed.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Not what I expected, but that's at least good news. Also, has Gabriel been doing fine with, who inside of it?
Sorry, you're breaking, like, you were breaking up. Can you repeat that?
Is Gabriel doing fine with what inside of him?
Oh, he hasn't complained. The last thing he complained about was that thing, but I would explain to you, but mind you, both me and Cecil looked at it. Like, we weren't able to see whatever stuff we thought we saw. But both of us intrinsically understand there is no need for us
That's
to
good
grow.
news.
Let me just relay this to you. Unless you already... Well, I guess you wouldn't have gotten it from the hive.
I can't hear you. I only hear muffled sounds.
Basically, the point is, let me basically just relay the image and consideration to you. Just in case.
Okay.
You are, after all, also part of more than just yourself, so collective safety is important, I understand. And I'm going to reach out to Jasper with telepathy and just relay basically the whole context of how they pointed to a video. Basically, you see the memories of Jack and Gabriel pointing towards supposed recording of somebody on a video and there being no one. And then both of us, Cecil and I essentially, looking into the memories of like Jack and Gabriel respectively. And as we saw that raggedy looking old man, there was basically an instinctual understanding that whatever it is, we don't need to know. This does not concern us, and just know.
Mm-hmm. Also, by the way, I've been doing something to help us be able to cross, perhaps, more easily to the other side, to Enoch, perhaps.
Hmm?
Though it is not ready yet. But hopefully in the future, when it's ready, well, you can take a look and tell me yourself what you think.
Ray, what are you doing?
Like a roost strikes me.
Sorry, wait. Does Jasper sound like does Jasper's connection sound fine, or is it my earphones? There's a lot of static.
I can't hear Miguel.
I can't hear you, Miguel, as well.
Like, I get a lot of static specifically from Jasper. Wait. Maybe it's...
It's you. It's not him. And still can't hear Miguel.
Right? Yes, I think the stream is catching my voice now. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. So, where were we?
Yes. Like as I was saying, I might be able to finish the quote unquote door that we need to go to Enoch soon.
You want? Well, we are going to Enoch when the rest of the army is ready.
Of course. Just saying that the
And
door.
mind you, well, I have the way in. Mind you, I do not know exact metaphysics of how the door and the key will work. But my point is, that route, that path will be open when we go there.
Mhm.
Whatever preparations we make cannot rely on that. Well, at least cannot rely on me providing you a path, because I am not aware whether it's a path that can be opened multiple times, and plus we would lose the element of surprise.
Of course. I have taken that into consideration as well. Anyways, any assistance needed from me?
Well, besides, is there, if there's a way to maybe have, do you know if there's a way to get maybe large amounts of spirits to where we are? At least maybe as we leave finish the siege. If we break down the wards protecting it.
Natural spirits or death spirits?
Miguel, I hope you allow me to improvise a bit, given melange and all.
You can improvise.
A tiny bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
I saw a vision. I saw some vision about hundreds, no, thousands. I don't know, an innumerable number of spirits, ghosts, rays, trapped, imprisoned. Have you heard anything of that?
Would I have heard anything from the Shadowlands?
Why don't we check with a, let's say, intercult rule?
Okay. 1 second. Illicit? Damn.
Unfortunately, well, I suppose I can give you something, just not exactly what you're looking for. You know, there's like theoretically things you could do to match that description, but you're not entirely sure to what extent this is feasible, because we could be talking about putting a lure to draw a bunch of spirits to one spot, or trapping a bunch of spirits in a bottle and releasing them. Either of those things seems very unlikely to be successful. There are ways you can achieve similar effects, things that would fit the description.
It could be possible that such place exists. Though I haven't heard anything about it, but I could keep an eye on it. Even do some search in the Shadowlands.
The Shadowlands are large. I mean, listen, you're the only necromancer I know, mind you. And you have traveled the Shadowlands extensively. Those prisons, like the one thing I knew, the place of imprisonment was definitely in the Shadowlands. Have you never encountered such a thing on your travels?
I have heard of cities in the Shadowlands, but never truly been to one. They don't like our kind, from what I've heard.
Well, if I'm not, like, perhaps I'd be able to do some more scrying, but mind you, it'll have to be on a day when I'm not too busy. After all, I do need to be staked for that.
Sounds unpleasant. Well, I could take a look into the Shadowlands, at least in the LA area, see if there's anything.
Iris,
Mm-hmm.
since you've spent a decent amount of time around Jasper by now, since he's returned, could you take your score of your main path of Koldunic sorcery and roll that amount of dice, please?
Okay, so wait, let me open my roll 20. So you want me to roll my Caldonic sorcery?
Yeah, essentially the amount of dots you have on your Koldunic sorcery discipline. Your main path, mind you.
Mm-hmm. Launch game. Sorry, I also needed to log in into Roll20. Okay, actually, that's very easy. I know what my Caldonic sorcery is. Pelese. 3 successes.
Right. So you're not sure what, but something about Jasper seems different. Almost like now he doesn't you don't only see him as usual, you can perceive him to some extent the same way you would perceive a nature spirit. And it's very odd because this is not something that happens, for example, with Cecil, with yourself, Cecil's mind. It's almost like, to some extent, Jasper isn't all here, but to your knowledge, that wouldn't be entirely possible either. You're not sure what's going on.
Okay.
And it took you a while to notice in the first place. Well, that's how subtle
Yes.
the effect is.
Does this remind me of something?
You can make an int-occult roll to see if you can spot something that might ring a bell, but at the top of your head, no.
Okay, so that's what was that? Iris Semlink. 5. Alright, that's 11. And difficulty -1. What's the base difficulty?
I can tell you.
Fine, well, it's -1, just to remind you.
Mm-hmm. That's plenty. All right. So there isn't a lot of past experience you have with things like this, but the main similarity or the main similar experience you can find in your past is the first time you interacted with Persephone. So with Persephone, it was like incredibly obvious that there was a presence there. With Jasper, it's almost like an echo of a presence. Like you can see the footsteps of someone who's been there, not quite Jasper. But you can see signs that he's there.
Would Iris be making any, curious looks towards Jasper?
Like Jasper is in the middle of a conversation and Iris is just like looking super intently at him.
Is something of the matter?
No. By the way, mind you, when I spoke about those werewolves, the corrupted ones, I decided to use their unexpected trust in me as the sort of the death god.
Mm-hmm. And how did that go?
But their goals definitely do not align with mine. In the long term, since they tried to imply that the spirit of the werewolves in the Griffith Park is also something I should destroy. They still look like the plague for the spirits. But I suppose the plague is certainly befitting of the Tal Mahara.
Well, that's another unlikely ally that we have. It is unfortunately that I wasn't there. I wanted to take a closer look and who knows, even get one of them a better look at him. Out of curiosity. But it is what it is. I don't think they wish to come into the city or somewhere with nature.
Well, do you remember what I told you if you were to go and remove that spirit from the Griffith Park for I told you that it would have irreversible damage to the spiritual world.
Yes.
Whatever their beef is. Oh, actually, they did name themselves. They called themselves the Black Spiral Dancers.
Interesting. Jasper says that as he takes a small notepad and writes down that name.
I will mention, Jasper, that because you've succeeded on a roll in the past regarding this, you know the broad strokes about them, and you know they can be unpredictable as hell. More so than your typical werewolf. Your typical werewolf is more likely to be violent towards a vampire. These things, when they are violent, they are really violent. When they're not violent, it's because they have an opportunity to be more violent because you're providing them that opportunity. So they're unpredictable as hell, and in some ways more dangerous than traditional shifters.
I will say a word of caution, Iris. I have heard of, well, read about these Black Spiral Dancers, and, well, if I were to compare them with regular werewolves, I would say that regular werewolves are more trustworthy than Black Spiral Dancers. Do not put your trust in them completely, unless you're giving them, well, an outlet for them to be violent.
Well, they said they're gonna show up. My only problem is... I still don't know what their spirit can do. They did say, I guess, like it was like their sovereign, in a way, maybe like the Griffith Spark spirit.
I see. Well, that's probably not good. Not good at all. Can we really trust them, Iris? The point that they won't attack us back if they're feeling up to it.
Well, we still don't know anything, but I suppose the Battle of Enoch might give us context about what they can do. And then we can figure out what to do with them.
Very well. If you trust them for the time being, so shall I.
And it is at this moment that both of you sort of get a bit startled as there is a knock on the window. And Iris, as you turn, you see a familiar, annoying smile peeking through the glass.
Does Jasper know that smile?
You've seen the guy before, though you are much more suspicious than informed in this case. You recognize it as the impromptu guest that showed up in Balo Grande.
Jasper just looks at Arius. Hub, he's alive.
Yes, he's getting fantastic from me. Why? Did you think I would kill him?
Well, from the answer you gave that night, it sounded like that.
There's another knock, and now the face is a bit annoyed.
Would you like me to open the window, Iris?
Sure. Well, actually, no. Actually, wait. No. And Iris just basically moves her finger and the window opens on its own.
Yep.
Hospitality.
He basically does sort of like this double-legged dive in through the window, and landing on his feet, he looks at you, Iris, and says, "Thank you for finally opening the window. Getting cold out there." And then he turns to Jasper and says, "Have we met?"
We have.
Regardless, you wanted to see me.
Yes, so I have a problem, and it requires a very original solution.
I'm good at those.
Right, so I have a staked vampire who is the child, publicly the child of someone in the Camarilla.
But also technically the child of somebody who is a Sabbat spy. But who is also actually a traitor to all the sects. One of those cultists.
Exciting life
I
they
wa-
lead. Yes.
Yeah, either way, point is, I've been burdened by that presence simply to stir up political trauma. And I have no means of staging some sort of cover story for where she's been for the last months or something. What happened? And yes. So I want you to be do the impossible mission for me. I want you to make a cover-up, implicate somebody else, not from the Sabbat. Maybe Camarilla, maybe the Anarchs. I don't particularly care about Abrams, or even someone independent. But either way,
So,
she has to be moved, and a story has to be created, etc. That would take the fire off of us. I mean,
what?
you're good with magic. I wouldn't even mind if she remembers things wrong and perhaps is delivered back into the Camarilla state. Just as long as there's no resonance of her actual location.
So she needs
The
to
sub-
survive this.
Well, I did
And go back
consider
home.
murdering. Well, I did consider murdering her, but you know how I used my ghoul's eyes? Why do you think I can't use hers?
Fair point. So you wish me to deliver her back?
Well, yes, and also clean any resonance magical residue from her that would
Trail it back to her, back to me, maybe create some fake trail. But I'd also would like for Kian to be a bit paranoid. Show him that he knows he has little control even over where his child is. I'd love to kill her, but I can live with some emotional payback.
I suppose this can be arranged. To what extent do you want this to be a private matter?
To what extent what?
To what extent do you wish this to be a private matter?
A private matter? I don't particularly care.
It can be anything. Point is, I just don't want the eyes or the ire of Camarilla. You can literally humiliate him in front of the tower. Don't really care. I just don't want the tower to look at the Sabbat.
I see. And within the Sabbat, this information is known.
Within the Sabbat? No, here's the thing. Within the Sabbat, nobody knows that she's the child of our supposed spy
All right then.
in the Camarilla.
So keep that bit hidden, but her existence, her appearance in the Camarilla, that is entirely public within your sect, yes?
Well, she's supposed to perish. Actually.
Also, make it seem that perhaps if someone were to look at the situation from the Sabbat, from my sect, they would think that she was retrieved by someone. Okay, I don't want to be implicated that I let her go, even though she's going to be my spy. And I don't want to be part of her kidnapper, even though it was that damn Lazombra who brought her. For this specific reason.
All right. I suppose this can be handled. He then points at Jasper. Should he know? I can execute him if you'd
Yes.
like.
No, he can have that.
All right. I should get to work then. Where is this flighty bird?
The flighty bird, well, I basically give him the location. It should be like a remote warehouse, warded and stuff, but it's not where like I usually do like experiments or something.
Good. I'll have fun fetching her then. Very well. Any other details I go?
Well, can we say that I would have already put some blood in her before meeting the Banu Hakim?
I'm assuming you have.
Yeah, okay. Well, check her memories. I mean, she was stayed, but for quite a long time. Basically, memories, magical resonance.
How long?
Well, she was brought to us a month ago? 2 months ago? I don't know. I sort of put her away on a shelf because I just did not want to deal with that fucking train wreck.
This might be a problem. I will check if there is any of her left.
Okay. Yes, you may.
Very well then. Off I go. And he turns, puts one leg out the window, and just basically lets himself fall out.
And Iris waves her finger and closes.
What a chipper person. Jasper says, a little bit annoyed that he kind of threatened him.
he is good at what he does. And that is bring my swords. You have to invent daredevil task for him.
You see. Well, at least he's an asset to you. Anyway, if nothing more is needed of me, I think I might start that search, then continue on my work.
Well, what is it that you're working right now on?
Out of character, we still have that thing that Jasper trusts very much in Iris, and Iris trusts very much in
Yes.
Jasper, right?
It has not been, that trust has not been betrayed yet, so it applies.
Yet?
Yet.
Jasper stops for a moment as he ponders. He says, I guess I could show you and only you, if you can, of course, not tell anyone about it. It would be appreciated.
Of course.
Then let us go to my domain.
Very
And
well.
Jasper would open the door for Iris so she can take the
Jasper,
lead to getting out.
as you open the door, on the other side you see Olivia, who says, "Should I hold the fort while you're gone?"
Up to you. You can come along if Jasper is fine with it.
And what about tonight's Archbishop business?
Well, I guess then you should stay.
All right. Try not to jump in a volcano or something. And they give you sort of a smirk. Jasper, you find this very uncharacteristic of you.
By the way, Jasper, you also notice that there is a lot of cacti in the office. You haven't been here for
And
a while.
ferns. There's a lot of
And
plants brought in.
In the previous times, there was only a couple.
Jasper wouldn't mind it. I think he would even appreciate it a little bit more green in your office.
Yeah. Right. As the two of you leave, and Olivia walks into the office and, with a sigh, goes to sit at the computer, you begin making your way through the city, presumably in Iris's vehicle. And you park near where Jasper's domain begins. Iris, would you kindly make a perception and awareness roll?
Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
Mm-hmm. So
Oh, actually, yeah, there's 7 successes, -1 difficulty.
it's awareness, not alertness, but still, I'll allow it.
No. Awareness and occult get a -1 difficulty for me.
Okay. All right. So, as you know, Jasper's domain is this sort of like fenced off area that's mostly wilderness, untamed forest, basically. And as you approach and begin to enter the domain, due to your supernatural connections, let's call it that, you sense that the area feels a bit more balanced than it was before. Like it's been rejuvenated to some extent. So it's hard to tell why.
Jasper kind of keeping an eye on Iris to see how much her perception of the area seems to be working. If she notices major changes or not. Seeing any reactions out of her. Says nothing as he makes his way towards a certain direction.
This place looks different. What did you do?
Part rejuvenated. Part has something to do with my work that I will show you.
Go on. Don't keep me waiting. Show me.
And Jasper will walk quicker towards his project area.
Mm-hmm. So, as you move through the woods, you eventually reach this almost this mound within this woodland area. Jasper approaches it and placing one hand on this mound, you see his hand begin to sink as the mound reveals this hidden entrance to a cave. He then simply walks in. Iris,
No.
the main thing that hits you as soon as the entrance is revealed is there is this really, really, really strong scent of Vitae coming from within.
No, I will warn you, it's still not finished, so do keep that in mind.
Okay, I go in.
All right. The cave doesn't go too far down before you start seeing these vines, with these reddish tendrils growing on the walls. And it takes even less after that until you can barely see the dirt, stone that creates the walls of this cave. Until this tunnel opens up to what looks like an overgrown, blood-red forest. And as you look around, it mostly looks like almost this vine slash fungus covered area. But you then see one of the walls shift slightly, and something begins to detach itself from the wall and falls on the ground. And then it begins perching itself, first with one arm, then another, until it stands almost twice as tall as you are. And it begins growling aggressively in your direction. ignoring Jasper altogether.
Jasper looks at it and says, "Be nice. It is a guest of mine."
And immediately the
Almost in
creature
a
stops,
with a,
takes a step
almost
back.
with an intimidating sense to it, a voice to it.
And the creature immediately stops, takes a step back, and almost melds back into the growths on the wall. It's almost like it fits itself into this crevice on the wall and becomes perfectly camouflaged because of all this red growth on its skin.
Do you feel any changes in here?
Well, you have a blood forest here. That's kind of very antediluvian of you.
Oh, no. It was a necessary process for what I'm doing. Though I did take a little bit of inspiration from the cathedral, I will not lie. Though I changed into my own design. But please, feel free. And do be careful with the small crystalline lake in the middle.
Right, Iris.
Oh, yeah.
Iris, please make a perception awareness roll.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty is going to be quite low.
Okay. Well, I guess it's also
It didn't matter. It'd be 10. Okay. So as you take a few careful steps and you watch Jasper accompany you, first thing you notice is every time Jasper takes a step, almost like his feet fuse to the ground while they make contact. Yours don't, but his do. The second thing you notice is, due to your cold runic aptitude, you can almost sense the presence of nature spirits naturally as you walk around. That same echo you sense from Jasper, here, it's much more present. Not only that, but the natural presence of spirits that you would sense in the world, just in passing, you realize that when they move and they pass by some part of this artificial forest, the forest itself almost reacts to them. That's when you realize they are more present in in Skinlands than they were before. They're not just the element within the Skinlands, they seem to have more of a presence and a way to affect their environment.
Mm-hmm. I want to like reach down and just like touch the forest. Actually, because we're in the forest, I want to like touch it and just like maybe like have a bit of like a sneaky use of melange, or actually maybe Eyes of Chaos. Fine, I did I did promise Cecil not to do anything stupid.
So Eyes of Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You may make the roll for it.
Okay, Eyes of Chaos is perception and awareness again.
All right.
Mm.
So,
I think.
first things first, you reach down and you find this sort of, mushroom
Actually,
cap that's hanging off of this
Actually,
very
I have
thin
two.
tendril.
Wait, I have 2 more dice. Sorry.
Yeah, go on. Yes.
Also minus 1. -1 difficulty.
Yeah, the result doesn't change much. I was gonna give you about the same. So you reach down to this sort of overgrown mushroom cap that's balancing on this very thin, fleshy tendril, and you brush your fingers against it. It feels simultaneously dry and wet, almost. And as you focus, you allow the shared web of thoughts of your clan to speak to you regarding this. You find yourself looking not at this almost claustrophobic little cave filled with these creations, but you see a gigantic web of potential covering the planet. And as you see this infinity of artificial flesh crafted wilderness, you look up to see an exact mirror image of it, with a number of wildebeests roaming through it, also somewhat artificial in their appearance. You look to the side and you see another one, this time with a number of what look like these fading apparitions, almost as if they were ghosts of people walking around. You look to the other, and you see another mirror image of the forest, this time with a number of chains holding down these winged beasts. And then you look ahead, and far in the infinity, you see a crown held by all of these vines, with a pathway that leads straight to you. And then you open your eyes, and you find yourself to be back in this small forest.
So, any hypothesis?
Let me just dial back a bit. Basically, you see that Iris currently looks like she's gathering. She's gathering her bits, as if how to say. I don't know. Have you ever seen Iris use ever use the Eyes of Chaos?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, just
Well,
by seeing.
You definitely think that she's more it seems like she's more let's say disassociated from the experience. Not so much as from Melange, but still. Out of character, I need to go to the loo, so
Okay.
pretend that Iris is, gathering her marbles.
Yeah, so
Every day.
Jasper basically will cut a bit back to when Iris starts casting Eyes of Chaos, and she seems to almost stare into the infinity.
Mhm.
Do you do anything?
Of course not. Let her be.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll
until
have
she
you
is
roll.
ready to speak.
Okay. I'll have you roll really quickly. Let's say stamina and occult.
Listen. Yes.
Gotta love the softcore gambling of playing RPGs. So as you look at what Iris is doing, it's almost like you sense that this, whatever she's performing right now, whatever power is in effect, it's not a one-to-one connection with the environment you've created, as much as it's a connection to you in the state that you're in right now, connected to this environment. And you sense that
Like-
because it's almost like the contact she's making, almost as if she is grabbing your arm, not just bracing her hand on this creation of yours.
When you say she's connecting to me, is it like the same way I would feel a connection, perhaps through a spirit, or a different?
Similar. It would be a closer analogy if I were to say, it's almost as if you created a pair of wings that you've attached to yourself and you're still getting used to them, and then someone like pushes one of your wings and you feel it naturally because it's part of you, but you're not used to that appendage. That's basically what you're feeling right now.
Okay. Jasper keeps an eye on her, making sure she doesn't do anything that could, disrupt his work, or him even, until she's out of her days of sorts. But for the time being, if he does not feel like she's threatening anything to him, he won't do anything. He'll just stick close to her, keeping an eye.
All right. Iris, are you back? I'm assuming not. All right. In that case,
She's there.
Iris blinks. Looks up above, like the blood forest. To the back. I mean, are you still attempting to progress with the nature's spiritual evolution or something?
just say just a little bit louder? I couldn't hear the
Yeah,
ending.
Sorry, are you... Is this your attempt to progress the nature's spiritual evolution? Or is it like a... Mary, I did feel recovered, or is it like a sieve?
A very interesting hypothesis. What if I say yes to both?
Well, you can do whatever you want.
In a more...
Mind you, of course, given the deal with Steliavelis, if he were more focused on the nature side and for everything to remain untouched and unmarked, left to its own devices, which is not his theme,
Oh, do not worry.
then it would
The
be
whole
but I am
energy
under attack.
balance
But I am
is
under
being...
attack. Point is, I mean, you do you, but I hardly think that given the state of the forest outside, this would be something like what the humans do, considered. Nor are you a stagnant, unchanging thing that no longer evolves and thus no longer lives. So, I have no moral judgment of your experiment. I just find myself quite jealous of the time you were able to spend here on the experiments. I do quite viscerally understand why Cecil has never considered taking my role, since I'm just as much frustrated with how much pointless time it takes up, merely for the end goal.
Well, there are its pros and cons of wearing the crown, like you are wearing.
None. Do you want it? You can have it. No, I know you don't want. None of the Zibits in this domain want it. You know why? Because none of you want to do this pointless. I want to deal with these pointless time wasters who most of the time just make up problems for no reason due to the lack of common sense. Okay?
Do you truly wish to understand what I'm doing, or having your speculations is enough for you?
You can explain.
Well,
I have literally no I have no time, temporal or mental capacity to solve your current experiment.
well,
I have barely enough time for my own experiments and my own path.
just
Which
for
arguably is a bit more forgiving.
smirks when you say you don't have time for your experiments.
Well, arguably my path is a bit different from the basic metamorphosis. Nonetheless, well, forgiving in terms of if your metamorphosis comparing to where it evolves, but arguably pretending to be a person, to be Iris, to be someone, is far more exhausting. Luckily, there's plenty of practice. So, I will remind you, we're not exactly on the same in the same mindset as we used to be.
I see. Well, if you truly wish to know, I am currently, in a metaphysical sense, tying up 3 out of many planes of existence together closely.
Oh. So all the Umbras in the material world? Astral world
Umbra,
too?
Shadowlands, and the Skilllands. For now.
No astral realm.
No astral, no.
I suppose
It takes quite a time and
I mean, if you haven't,
essence to even be doing this.
well,
I'm
have you
tying
ever,
it all to myself.
have you ever visited the astral realm while astral projecting?
I have yet to do that. I find there is no need for it in the time being.
Well, it could be not with very wise move.
And of course, what you said about the forest outside, well, wasn't actually in the plans. It was more of a side effect of me doing this.
So tying the Skinlands, well, actually, I'm surprised that the Shadowlands have. Though on the other hand, Talievelis is the god of life, growth, and death. Death is a vital part of life, as all things that stop growing and changing perish.
And once I am done, this place will, well, be an easy door to any place into the Skilllands, the Umbra, and the Shadowlands.
Uh-huh. Actually, Miguel, I think, wait, let me just double check my path. And I might make an empathy roll. Ha 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 ha.
What would you like to achieve?
Well, no, it's more like, yeah, I think I'm going to like make an empathy roll. Because knowing Jasper for a while, right? I know Jasper is very proud, a very prideful researcher, metamorphosist, and although technically he basically does, like the whole pushing vicissitudes and coldness and related stuff, like doing all that stuff, right? But it feels like, I know, a bit very ego focused right now. So I basically want to make an empathy roll to basically try and see his feelings about it. Because he sounds the usual, like, I am doing something cool, Jasper, but
well, you can make the roll.
why would I?
You can make the roll.
Yeah,
I won't tell you exactly why he's doing it, because it's not a mind reading rule. Exactly. Just you gauging his emotion.
No, basically,
but you can pinpoint when he seems more active in the conversation to sort of pinpoint where.
You misunderstand. I'm trying to see whether the sort of like the feeling, right? Emotions, like in his like body language and so on, are just as prideful of achievement and progress as the words seem to be. Words are like Iris says things too, but Iris is not even a person. She pretends to be a person. She has a mask. So she's basically just trying to see whether there's like, the whole metamorphosis. I transcend, the I.
Yeah.
But yeah, my roll is 1, 2, 4 successes, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 successes.
All right. So Jasper seems to put a lot of emphasis during his explanation. Seems to put a lot of emphasis on the achievement itself, so it's hard to tell if there's a connection to him specifically or to a general, we or a general us. However, you do notice that he's reaching wherever he is going. He's allowing his mind to be shaped by that experience, not the other way around. It seems like that's the vibe you get. It's really hard to tell. Like... It's really hard to tell.
Yeah, that's normal for a metamorphosis.
Yeah, so it's really hard to tell. Too. It's really hard to tell if Jasper considers himself an individual or a part of
well, that's why I said
consciousness.
I want really to see whether there's a sense of pride. Like a pridefulness of like personal achievement.
Can I answer?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
On that note, yeah, obviously.
There is one moment where he feels pride, and it is when you can't exactly figure out what this play is, and he has to explain to you.
Actually, the fact that he has to explain to me is exactly the type of like feeling of personal achievement that Iris was trying to ascertain. That's okay. Basically, I was like, that's a very interesting experiment. I'm certain that among your clan, potentially, few have ever chosen such a research topic. Maybe none. But you'd be better off asking your progenitor. Although they might be... They might look at you asking whether you're unique and the only one who's ever thought of this. You might consider it a bit... useful?
Other character, are you telling this to the eldest?
What?
You guys are cutting out, so you're gonna have to repeat.
Yeah, basically, Iris walks around and says, "This is quite an interesting experiment, and certainly an interesting achievement. I might even say that it is quite possible that there has not been such a development by any other clan members. But then again, I would not know of any similar research from maybe even quite, not just sort of similar, but like quite very much in the same lane. I would not know that. I mean, you could always, I guess only the eldest would know that. Although, mind you, I would not presume a modus, like a certain matter of thinking, but for some reason I imagine that asking whether your research is unique and the first of its kind, or something of that type, might seem quite, how to say, hungry, like a young, hungry academic who wants to be the first of the first. Might not interpret it as pure academic intent. But still, given the things I've seen Zenith do, this is quite unique. I would not believe at Zenith's metamorphosis convention for being a stereotype. And at some point, you basically just perceive that
A mask goes back up on
Да, я
Iris.
дома. Еще занят. Я занят еще.
Yeah, funny.
Sorry.
Apologies. Continue, Iris.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, basically, when Iris jokes about the fact that she wouldn't bully you at the metamorphosis get-together for being a stereotype, you see that there's like basically that mask of like how she presents herself like slips back up.
I would like to do a perception empathy roll to see if this is impressed, disappointment, what exactly she's feeling out of this.
By all means, make the roll.
Let me just double check something. P.
It's an empathy roll, so I don't think your path would limit anything here. It might shape what's seen, but it's not going to limit the information you get. The limitation only would appear if he tried to read your mind. But he's just doing it.
Well, also aura.
Yeah,
Aura,
but
actually.
he's just doing an empathy roll. He's reading your emotion.
Yeah.
Would aspects apply?
Yeah, for a perception roll, yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Ah!
So that's
Yeah,
that's one success, I think.
No, that's wait, how are you using
I had
I would assume you were using the passive effect of aspects, right? Not
Yes.
heightened senses specifically oriented to a sense.
Yes.
Okay, so the passive effect would reduce by default the difficulty by 2 because it's affecting all senses, not a specific sense. So that is 0 successes, unfortunately.
Darn.
So you tried to get some more information out of Iris's expressions other than the obvious, but nothing jumps out at you.
Well, except the fact that you absolutely saw when Iris dropped
is the obvious.
the mask and then put it back on. So technically, what you realize is whatever Iris saying, unless you're reading her aura and she's fucking furious, and also you actually remember that you can't read her aura anymore, but so basically, how can you trust her emotion, like whatever she displays, if she's constantly pretending to be a person?
Regardless, you see the obvious, and that's pretty much it.
Basically, she just lists off. She says it's it's an interesting personal achievement. She presumes it might be quite unique, but admits that she has no way of knowing, and the only one who knows is Mildred. And just then shares her view that, in the eyes of elders, it might be that. But again, basically allows that factor of that is basically her interpretation, and the elders might be more complicated.
Well, and Jasper will say, well, if you're done with your curiosity, I guess we can go now.
I'm done. Jasper succeeds what comes sooner. Then I'm looking forward towards an extended vacation.
Very well. I will see you out.
All right. Nonetheless, please look into the large concentration caps for ghosts, right?
Yes, I'll be taking a
Maybe
look
if
at it.
some of the race know about those. Out of character, Iris is referring to the Giovanni million, like to their like concentration caps.
So Jasper will lead you out as he nods to what you said.
Iris just turns into the and here.
Cave entrance as he leaves.
Mind you, if Iris had more, like, would be more of a person, she would be the previous Iris. She totally want to see how Jasper reacted to her.
Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry about that. There was some technical difficulties. I'm not sure how bad this sounded, but regardless, I will look into this after the session. Please proceed.
And as Jasper notices Iris turning into the wind and disappearing, he will slowly make his way out of the cave and close it back up once again. And get ready to do some work.
Alright. As you turn away, and each of you goes about your business, we fast forward to the following night. Jack, you awaken in your haven, opening your eyes and seeing the ceiling of your room. So something feels odd. You look at the clock. Seems you woke up at 3 a.m.
So, as in, oh no, it's after midnight. That is not supposed to be like that.
No, it isn't.
Do I remember anything weird from the night before?
Not really. You sort of sit up, and as you do, realize your hands feel odd, a bit sticky. You look to them, and it seems you're like right up to the elbows. Your hands are covered in blood that's half dried.
What the fuck? If it's not my blood, I can just spirit touch the bitch.
Yeah, you can.
Presumably.
I'll give you like enough of a success automatically.
Yeah.
You focus and you see multiple flashes. You get bits of memory back as you do. You remember your body enveloped in shadows, punching through skulls, ripping bodies apart, kicking down very old-fashioned, high quality mahogany doors, and fighting something that could hardly be considered human. This monstrosity. And right after you finish tearing it apart using the shadows, you take something from it and turn to go back home, leaving behind Bogdan's mansion. And as you open your eyes with the realization of whose blood this is, you lift your gaze, and the trail of blood leads right up the table to the glove still folded within its cloth, and on top of it, a very familiar looking ring. And that is where we're going to leave tonight's session. I hope everybody enjoyed, and we'll see you back here next week in the next session of Beyond Armageddon.
See ya.
Good night.
Bye.